Could it be that the ace of the Mets pitching rotation is neither Justin Verlander or Max Scherzer, but somebody else? Let's talk about it. Well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Wat2K99. Thank you as always for taking the time to watch these videos. So I wanted to come on here today and talk a little bit about the Mets starting rotation, but one pitcher in particular, and that is number 34, Kodai Senga. Now, even though the Mets have won the first two games against Philadelphia in the series, which has been a very, very big boon for them, I wanted to go back and focus specifically on Kodai Senga and what has made him so effective this year, but also where there's room for improvement. Now, if you've been with me for a decent length of time and you've watched my Mets videos, you know that I was advocating for the signing of Kodai Senga well before it even happened. And I was very happy when the Mets signed him to a 5-year, $75 million contract. And so far, the results have been, if we're being fair, they've been pretty mixed. You know, and we're going to talk about the home and road differences in a little bit. But when you look at pure pitching stuff, his pure ability, Senga has been quite remarkable. In fact, it's no exaggeration to say that maybe the best strikeout weapon in Major League Baseball for starting pitchers is the ghost forkball from Kodai Senga. Now, I'm going to give you some numbers here, and we're going to talk about exactly why. So, Senga threw the ghost fork 18 times against Philadelphia. Philadelphia known for being a very, very good offensive club. Of those 18 times they swung, they missed 12 times. The other 6 times that they made contact, they had 4 foul tips, a pop-up, and a ground out. They never hit the ghost fork out of the infield, and they never got a base hit. So if you look at the ghost fork for the whole season, batters are hitting just 107 against it, and their slugging percentage is just 125. It is very difficult to square up this pitch, and through 2 months, you know, offenses around Major League Baseball have shown no sign of being able to do it. Also, it ranks number 1, the forkball does, in strikeout percentage. And in terms of being hit hard, there's a hard hit percentage. It's been hit hard only 11% of the time, and that is number 2 among all starting pitcher pitches. So we're not talking about the whole arsenal, but just that one pitch. It gets hit hard the second least amount of any starting pitcher's pitch in Major League Baseball. So to put it quite simply, Senga is incredibly effective with this pitch, and it is a legitimate top 2 or 3 pitch among starting pitchers in baseball. Here's the issue with it, though. Too often, batters are letting the pitch just go by. And because the ball drops as sharply as it does, it finishes out of the zone, and that's why Senga's walk rate has been really, really disappointing. 13.2%. And that is what has gotten him in trouble up to this point in the season. Now, he did not have a single walk against Philadelphia. That, to me, more so than I think the one hit he allowed, that was what was so encouraging to me about that start. He didn't walk a batter in 7 innings. So maybe what he needs to do is use the ghost fork a little bit more, but start it higher and let it finish at the bottom of the zone. You know, because if the batters are going to wise up that he's throwing that ghost fork a lot, they're just going to let the ball go right by. They're going to turn to a bunch of Daniel Vogelbacks and let the ball keep going by, you know. So, but then if we look at Senga's overall arsenal and what pitches he's using, what's working and what's not working. So, Senga to this season has only thrown the ghost fork 22% of the time. Against Philadelphia, he threw it a little bit more. He threw it 29% of the time. Now, his fastball is what he relies on, like most pitchers, which he averages about 95 to 96 miles per hour. And he throws the fastball 41% of the time. Okay, now against that pitch, the fastball, batters are hitting 232 with a 286 slugging percentage. That's pretty good. It's not too bad. Now, along with the fastball and the ghost fork, he has a cutter, which he uses about 22% of the time. And he also has the sweeper. Apparently the slider's gone extinct, and now it's the sweeper. I know, the sweeper is technically different than the slider. He throws a very rare curveball or slider, but it's really the fastball, the ghost fork, the cutter, and the sweeper. okay? But the biggest problem here is the sweeper pitch. So let me give you some numbers on the sweeper. Senga has allowed 6 home runs this season. 4 of them have been given up when he threw a sweeper pitch. It is simply not working. The other 2 came on his fastball. And against the sweeper, batters are hitting .368 with a 1.053 slugging percentage against that sweeper. I mean, it is just terrible. Against Philadelphia, though, Senga only threw his sweeper once. So you're really starting to see some indications that he's starting to revamp his arsenal a little bit. The sweeper pitch is just not working. So if Senga can do the fastball, the cutter, and the ghost fork, he might be able to really start to take a step forward, another step forward, with just those 3 pitches, maybe sneak in a curveball here and there. But the sweeper, it looks like the less he throws of that pitch, the better. But the biggest stark difference with Senga has been his home stats versus his road stats. So when he pitches inside Citi Field, he's pitched 5 times in Citi Field, he has a 1.20 ERA and a 0.93 whip. Absolutely fantastic stats. But on the road, not so much. His ERA is over 6 and his whip is 1.84. And of the 6 home runs he's allowed, only 1 has been at home, 5 on the road. So the bottom line is this. The home versus road, it's hard to really make sense as to why a pitcher would be great at home versus on the road. But I think what it's more about is the arsenal and what pitches he's using in certain situations. So I think as Senga continues to reduce the use of the sweeper and use the ghost fork a little bit more and use the cutter a little bit more, it's going to make him that much more of an effective starting pitcher, regardless of he's pitching in New York, LA, Chicago, Texas, Kansas City, you name it. For a pitcher who's only making $15 million, if he could put up just anywhere close to those home numbers when he's going on the road as well, then the Mets got themselves an absolute bargain for the next couple of years. Well, those are my thoughts on Kodai Senga. I want to see yours. Put him down there in the comments. Just how high do you think his potential could be? Do you think that he could translate those home numbers over to the road as well? Thanks everybody for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.